and that context. Laurent Lamothe is a former Prime Minister of Haiti and the author of The Hands of the Prime Minister. He's with me now live from Miami, Florida. Thank you very much, Laurent, for joining us. Good to have you with us. Even in the background with this bad news, watching what's happening back home, what did you make of this news when you woke up this morning?
Well, it's a devastating news. I think Haiti is in mourning. The president has been assassinated by a group of foreign commandos speaking Spanish and posing as DEA agents. And they stormed the president's residence and cold-bloodedly assassinated him. And this, let's make no mistake about it, there is insecurity in Haiti, but this was a contracted hit. I mean, foreign mercenaries coming cost a lot of money to do, and it's something that Haitians are not used to. I mean, this is the first of its kind, not only in Haiti, but I think in all the region and in the world, where you have a sitting president who was an elected president with 55% of the votes, and gunmen coming into his house and gun him down like that. This is incredible.
That's interesting insight, because you're talking about foreign agents having a hand at that, and we do know that the official statement does say, the perpetrators were speaking English as well as Spanish. While it's hard to tell who the perpetrators actually are, it's very concerning that you say that there are foreign agents at play here. What does this mean for the future of Haiti in the next few months?
Well, there needs to be an international investigation, and most of Friends of Haiti, those that supported Haiti, those that continue to support Haiti and Haiti's stability, to really come together and get to who has done this, who's behind this, who financed this, because this was a very well-financed operation, and they were posing as DEA agents. And when the police sent the backup to intervene, they actually stopped the police, saying that it's a DEA operation. So they fooled the police into thinking that this was a DEA when it was a fake, and they were able to not only assassinate the country's president, but also wound the first lady, who's in intensive care right now. A lot of reports have said that she had passed away. That's not accurate in the latest report that I have. She's alive, and she's in intensive care, but she's alive.
Laurent, is this you speculating, or do you have information and intelligence with the information you've just shared with us?
No, this I have first-hand information. So I'm not speculating. This is first-hand information.
The acting Prime Minister now, Claude Joseph, was fired a few days before this incident. He's now put the country under a state of siege and, of course, imposing martial law as well. Do you think that that is the right approach? And what do you think of him taking on the reins in the interim?
Okay, so the Haitian Constitution, in the revised version, in the Article 149, calls for, in the absence of the president, calls for the Council of Ministers, under the guidance of the Prime Minister, to temporarily, for 60 days, take over the reins of the country for 60 days and to organize elections. And in the fourth year, it would be the National Assembly of Haiti that would take over to nominate a president. As you know, the country does not have a National Assembly today. So basically, the leadership of the country falls in the hands of Claude Joseph to lead the country.
Laurent, in terms of the next few months, do you think we should see elections as soon as possible to ensure stability? We're hearing of violence, of gangs taking over, of the lack of police on the ground. Is this going to be vital in averting a chaotic scenario?
Well, certainly security has to be of paramount importance. Security has to be beefed up. The international community, who spent $13 billion in the past 13 years to help Haiti, stabilize its security forces, certainly need to come on the table and have a role to play into, ensuring Haiti's stability and safety like they've done in the past, and I'm sure will come again. But, there is a president here, a democratically elected president that was assassinated, and there needs to be an investigation to see who is behind this assassination, and the perpetrators have to be brought to justice. This is
Laurent, we're running out of time. Very quickly, you're Haiti's longest-running prime minister during your tenure. Under Moïse, there were 7 prime ministers. Are you thinking at any point to get back into politics to help Haiti through this crisis?
Well, I said it many times. I love my country. I don't think you have to be prime minister or president to keep helping. I'm going to keep helping. I'm going to keep being engaged, but not in a political role.
Laurent, thank you very much, sir, for your time, and we'll catch up very soon. Much appreciated for your insights.